Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of The Conversation. And today I got a pretty interesting topic for you guys. And the topic is Nick Wright insane for ranking the Clippers or saying that the Clippers are a tier 2 NBA team? So that's what I want to get into this video today. Now, before we get into that, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So please make sure you go ahead and do that. And hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. All of you guys know who Nick Wright is. I've done a numerous amount of videos on Nick Wright in the past, and Nick Wright, I have to say, is one of those sports commentators that annoys me. Now, before I go too far into what I'm about to say, I want you guys just to take a listen to some of the audio of Nick Wright making his point as to why he thinks the Clippers are a tier 2 team in the NBA, going into the NBA playoffs. So just take a listen to this.
And so here's the thing, Broussard. The Clippers have 3 massive issues, any one of which could preclude them from beating the Lakers in a 7-game series. But all 3 of them put together, absolutely, if the Clippers are fortunate enough to go deep enough in the playoffs to meet the Lakers, would prevent them. Here's the issue number 1. It's Lou Williams. And I really like Lou Williams. But Lou Williams is their crunch time clutch scorer. He is their go-to option late and close. And what we know about LeBron James teams in the postseason, if you have an incapable defender on the court because of what he does offensively, he is going to be pick and rolled to death as they did to Steph Curry, as they have done year after year for any LeBron team to a player such as Lou Williams. So you either are going to have to take your best late and close option off the court or deal with the fact that he is going to be roasted on the other end of the court. That's only the first option, the first problem. The second problem is when the Lakers go small, the Clippers have no answer. When Anthony Davis is at the 5, the Clippers are a small team to begin with, but then all of a sudden your biggest man is going to be Montrezl Harrell, and the Lakers will have 2 guys bigger than, and the 2 best players, by the way, bigger than the Clippers' 5 in that situation. And the last one is this: playoff minutes, which is, I get it. Kawhi Leonard's been on this special program all year. Take 1 and 4 games off, and we'll try to keep you to 32 minutes a night like high school. But in the playoffs, you need to be ready to play 42 minutes a night because we know LeBron is. And all year long, you know how many times in a regulation game Kawhi Leonard played more than 40 minutes? Same as me, same as you, same as Jen and Wilds. 0. And we saw when the Lakers played the Clippers right before the world shut down, Broussard, late in the game, a lot of hands on knees, tugging at your jersey from Kawhi because it's like, oh, I actually got to play 38 minutes tonight? My schedule hasn't built me for that. So 1, 2, 3 reasons. I see no reason why the Clippers should be anywhere close to favorites over the Lakers, Broussard. Well, that last point you just made is your best argument, which is the Clippers are actually going to be a different team than we saw through 65 games. It's the best argument, which is, listen, don't believe everything we've seen. Believe the potential. Believe what they will be, what they could be. Because what we've seen is they're a tier 2 team. There are 2 tier 1 teams, Milwaukee and the Lakers. They proved it all year long, home road against everybody else. And then there's a bunch of tier 2 teams with Toronto, with the Clippers, with Denver. They're right there. The Clippers have been elevated to a place by everyone but me, seemingly, the moment they signed Kawhi and traded for Paul George, that they have not yet earned.
Now, in these audio sound bites, what you guys can't see, I don't know, maybe some of you guys actually saw that video, him talking about that live or seen that clip, you can't really see his expression. Now, Nick Wright likes to talk in a way where he's very definitive. He talks like as if he's a fortune teller. He's usually wrong with his predictions, and I'm not saying you have to be right. All of us as sports commentators have to be right about our predictions. Instead, I think what people like is contrition. So if you say something and you're wrong, at least you can come out and say, hey, listen, I was wrong about it. You know, I made a prediction, I was wrong, and, you know, it happens. That's not the case with Nick Wright. Nick Wright will be wrong, and he'll tell you why, even though he's wrong, he should be right. That's the type of things that Nick Wright does when he's on TV. And for me, it's quite annoying, but apparently, he has the platform and he's on ESPN. And he can say pretty much whatever he wants because he has his own show. Now, some people in the comments in the past have said, "Well, Nick Wright is on ESPN, and he has the right to say he's upset." Let me just shut all of that down real quick, okay? At Dreamerspro, all right, we're not on ESPN. We're building our own media brand, our own media company. So, me giving my opinion, I have the right to give my opinion because not only am I doing the work to put in, and we're doing the work to do the research and give our opinions. But we're also trying to build our own platform. No one came to us and handed us a platform and say, go ahead and talk. No. So we're actually building it from the grassroots. So I have every right to have an opinion because I know I'm putting in the work, and us here at Dreamerspro, we're putting in the work. So we have the right to have an opinion. Now, back to Nick Wright. He's saying that he believes the Clippers are a tier 2 team. Now, according to him, he even believes that the Clippers may not even make it out, I think, the second round. He believes maybe the Rockets can take out the Clippers, or maybe the Denver Nuggets, or whatever the hell he thinks. He seems to think that these teams are going to take out the Clippers. In addition to that, he also seems to believe, and I don't know how, only Nick Wright really can arrive at these conclusions. He believes that in his mind, although the Clippers have beaten the Lakers 2 out of their 3 meetings, he believes that the Lakers are better than the Clippers, and not even better, like really better. And he, in his mind, can't understand why a lot of people are ranking the Clippers so high, rating the Clippers so high. People like Chris Broussard, he doesn't understand why that is. He believes that the Lakers should be ranked higher, although the Lakers have lost twice to the Clippers. I can understand if he says the Clippers are just as good as the Lakers. But for him, in his mind, he can't understand why people are ranking the Clippers so high. And to me, it's mind-boggling. I don't know. I mean, is he not watching the games? And he will sit up there and he will come out with all of these stats to try to make an argument that makes no sense. If you like, you can bring up the best stats in the world. But if the fundamental crux of your argument is not sound, you're not going to make sense, regardless of whatever you want to say. There's no argument you can make that you can say that the Clippers are a tier 2 team and the Lakers are definitively better than the Clippers. How do you get to that conclusion when the team that you think is not as good has beaten your team twice? I don't get twice out of 3 meetings. It's not like as if they split their regular season matchup like they're 2-2. No, it's not even that. In his mind, he's still, the Lakers are obviously better. So that's Nick Wright for you in a nutshell. Now, if we go a little bit further into these stats, if we're looking at season leaders and important stats for team stats, the Clippers are up there in scoring, okay? They're number 4 in scoring with 116.2 points a game. They're also in the top 5 in rebounding with 48 rebounds a game. Now, one would think that actually the Lakers would be a better rebounding team because they have more bigs. They have a lot more players that are above 6'9" and up. For example, LeBron James is 6'9". You have Dwight Howard. You have JaVale McGee. You have Anthony Davis. They have a team that has a lot of size on that team. You have Kyle Kuzma, who's a really tall, basketball player, and they have a pretty good, solid roster. They have Kyle Kuzma, as I just said before, Avery Bradley, who's a solid defender, Danny Green, Rajon Rondo. I just mentioned JaVale McGee, Quinn Cook. So they have a really solid team, and no one is disputing that. These guys are putting up good numbers. Anthony Davis is leading that team in points and rebounds, averaging 26.7 points a game and 9.4 rebounds and 2.4 blocks, who's definitely one of the leading candidates for Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not discounting the Lakers. I think the Lakers are a really good team. But if you look at the Clippers, the Clippers are no slouch. I mean, Kawhi is leading the team in scoring with 27 points a game. He's also leading the team in rebounds with 7.3 rebounds a game. He's also leading the team in steals with 1.8. And Lou Williams is leading the team in assists with Montrezl Harrell leading the team in blocks. But they also have some great players in Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, Landry Shamet, Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson, who is a new addition to the team, and he hasn't played that many games with them thus far. So I need to see him have more reps with the team. He needs to build a little bit more continuity for me to have a definitive stance on him. But they also have Maurice Harkless, and they have John Michael Green. So the Clippers have a really solid roster there as well. So for Nick Wright to arrive at the conclusion that the Clippers are a tier 2 team in the NBA, to me is just astonishing how he'd be able to make such an assertion. But in the end, that's Nick Wright for you in a nutshell. He comes out there, he pretty much says whatever the hell he wants. He just comes out here and just says, the Clippers are this and the Clippers are that. And he even believes that the Houston Rockets are going to beat the Clippers when the Clippers have beaten the Houston Rockets. I think they played each other 2-3 times this season. I think they won 2 out of those 3 meetings. And the last time they met them, they were able to beat them decisively, and they actually beat them at their own game. They played small ball, and they beat them. The Clippers are one of the few teams that can go small and beat you and can go big and beat you as well, because they have players like Zubac and Montrezl Harrell. They want to go big, but if they want to go small, they could essentially put one point guard out there and just a bunch of 4s. You have Marcus Morris, you have Paul George, you have Kawhi Leonard, and then you can put out Montrezl Harrell, and they can just pretty much play small ball as well. So the Clippers are definitely the most versatile team in the NBA. They're probably the deepest team in the NBA. So when Nick Wright comes out and says these things, man, to me, it's really, really annoying. And, I don't know if he actually believes what he says. I think he does. But to me, I just think it's just completely ludicrous for him to come out and say that the Clippers are a tier 2 team. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you agree with me that Nick Wright is correct, that he thinks the Clippers are a tier 2 team? Do you agree with me that Nick Wright is completely, just out of it for saying that the Clippers are a tier 2 team? Or do you think he has a point? Maybe you think the Rockets are better. Maybe you think the Denver Nuggets are better. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day. Peace.